Hey, son. Caribbean? Kings of the Caribbean, folks. Well, what are we going to do this week? Get a guest host. Well, you know, guest host for Racing with Dio and the King is kind of hard, son. You know, it's only me and you. It is Racing with Dio and the King. And, you know, don't say Racing with Dio and anybody else. Well, I'll do the best I can, son. You have a good time down there, and we'll tell everybody right here while I got you on the phone, come down to One-Liners. King won't be there, but the club's still open, and have a good time down there, down in Greenwood. Well, King, I'll talk to you later. Let me see who I can find. It's a bit of a problem, so have a good time. Goodbye. Now, who am I going to get? Wait a minute. Hey, we got a guy over here hitchhiking. Tolsma! Guest host, Race with Dio and the King, Randy Tolsma. What a find. Hey, the guy's always looking for a ride, and he found one. Randy, you going to help us with the show this week?
Hey, yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Now, you know, we had our Race with Dio and the King weekend. Randy was down there. Was it an exciting weekend?
It was great. You know, I had lots of fun. There's a lot of people, a lot of race cars that couldn't get any better.
Well, you know, I want to personally thank everybody that come down there. We had a bunch of people. I appreciate you coming down because you showed everybody what we were trying to tell them, that if we promote things on Racing with Dio and the King or on TV, that everybody will come to the racing. The racing was excellent. Mike Miles had an excellent track surface, kind that Randy likes, you know, big cushion on the top, no huggy pole, but it was an excellent day for all. What was your thoughts?
Oh, you know, it was just an incredible weekend. You know, the way the qualifying setup was worked, that brought a lot of excitement. And then the race itself, you know, there was a good racetrack. Being in the day, I thought it was going to be on the bottom, but it turned out real heavy, and you had to be a hero to go up front, and so it ended up real good.
There's some guys out there that owe me big money because they bet me that they would not have a cushion. I told Mike Miles, I don't care if you got to get a 6-bottom plow and plow the top. We're going to have a cushion. A couple of them guys I heard were even whining about cutting it down. He said, boys, you want it, you got it. So let's go down and take a look at them racing highlights from Bloomington.
I'll make you famous.
Yeah, Racing with Dio and the King, Sprint Racin Fest, they all come out. Hundreds of people, thousands of people for a great day. The Bloomington Bozos even showed up, and we thank you all for coming and showing up, from race cars to fans. How about it, Randy?
This is incredible. Look at these people. They're excited to see some racing, and racing they will see.
And this is a half hour before the pit gates even open, and they're waiting to get in to get their seats for hot lap action at Bloomington Speedway, where no cheese weenies will be today.
That's right. There is no cheese weenies here. That track is heavy. You've got to be a hero and stand on the gas to make it work here.
Legend Dick Gaines is back in hot laps. Look at him. Left rear's up. He's on the gas. Left front's up. Now watch him, Randy. Watch him go into turn 1 down here and gas when he hits the cushion.
He's on the gas.
It's hang on, Dick.
Oh, this is wild. He's everywhere on that racetrack.
Gaines out of retirement, coming out, hadn't ran for 14 years. You know, this place that's right behind this building, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they got a pretty good qualifying purse. It's a little over $100,000. Well, hey, Racing with Dio and the King Sprint Racin Fest, we started at $1,000, and the purse ended up at $2,800. But Tolsma's here. He's qualified a lot. How important is qualifying, Randy?
It's mostly real important, but, you know, you set the rules, and all that mattered this weekend is the big money you put in your pocket.
That's right. Qualifying didn't mean squat, and that's the way it was meant. Qualifying action, first one today, put up $100, is KT Kevin Thomas.
Yeah, KT must have got sick here. We saw him in qualifying. He did a good job, but we never saw him the rest of the day.
I don't know what happened to him. He was out walking around, and Sheldon Kinzer Jr. and a couple other guys ended up in that car. KT ends up with a 12.144.
He looked good early. I thought it might stick, but some of these guys get awfully fast.
Good enough for fast time. Brian Hayden up next. He's had a lot of fast time. Smokes it into 1, sticks it on the right side, jumps up, flies off the bank, and he'll come back to run the heat races. He's done qualifying. Blew his deal.
Jack Hewitt out. Jack looks good. He's sure making a comeback with the Silver Crown win at Eldora 1 week ago. He is hot.
Jack's got the Ford-powered vehicle here. He put us $100 up, but Camp likes to go fast, and Hewitt's going to give it a ride. Hewitt's going to turn a 12.165, not enough to knock off Kevin Thomas off the front. And Mr. Excitement, Kerry Foss, was out next.
Yeah, I thought Kerry was going to put on quite a show. I expected him to hold it full throttle all the way around, and he gave it a good try.
Well, you know, Foss is always an on-the-gas guy, and we really expected a lot more out of this. He only turned to 12.324. A little disappointing.
Yeah, it was tough. These guys, you know, were trying to make it so fast that they make a lot of mistakes because it's all, you know, you got to win it all or take home nothing.
Yep, it was $1,800 to the winner, and how'd Kerry do? Listen to the announcer.
.324, so we'll add Kerry Foss to the cheese weenie list.
Tice Carlson up next in the Fisher Mobile. Tice just getting acquainted to the short track sprint cars. Gets around pretty good.
Tice ran a couple of good laps here. I was real impressed. He drove a nice, hard charge. And, you know, he put it up there high and on the gas.
This is the first time Tice really, we've seen him look good in qualifying because he's been kind of a guest driver, but he had a little problem there. Almost got her over on the left side. Beat his head. He was upset. Track record holder Bobby Kinzer in the Franklin Power Car pulling out.
Yeah, these guys, you know, they're all pushing so hard. Look at him drive that race car. He's on the gas hard.
Kinzer has a track record of 11.873. That was set in the nighttime. This is a daytime deal. Bobby's best time today would be 12.750.
He's looking good, but just not quite enough.
Oh, and he pulls the front end up and he gets that power hooked up, and the track's a little too tacky for Bobby. Terry Pletch is up next to the 29 car, driving in over the top of the cushion.
Yeah, he's using that outside tire. He's hanging the left rear on the cushion there. He's trying something a little bit different.
Pretty well drove over it there. Pletch will have a 12.223 for his efforts today. Mike Mann, standing on the gas from Papa Louie's Pizza, drives her into one, gets in a little this, a little that, and almost all over.
He backed her in hard. He rode those two wheels. He was looking good.
Mann will end up with a 12.54 for his efforts today. But it's showtime now. Tony Elliott, Mr. Cushion Rider from Kokomo, Indiana, and Dick Newkirk's car. Look at him run right in on the cushion, down just a little bit. What a perfect line.
He did drive two perfect laps. It is exciting to see the fans cheer for Tony as he went for the track record.
When it was all said and done on this lap right here, Tony turned 11.781, breaking Bobby Kinzer's track record. It's a new track record in the middle of the day, and the fans appreciate it. Listen to him. Manufacturer direct driver Dave Garland in the Valvoline Special with 13 wins this year. He's taking the crack at fast times.
You know, I thought Dave really had a shot for Tony. I thought maybe the track was getting a little bit faster, but he sure worked the race car and he worked the cushion well.
He drove her hard, turned to 12.120. Not good enough for first money. Next up, Frankie Kerr, Mr. Tell Me Where the Money Is and I'll Go, out to qualify.
Yeah, you know, I don't know much about Frank or how he runs a non-wing car, but he sure looks good here today.
Frankie knocks off a 12.125, just a little bit slower, and he's not going to take home any of the big money from qualifying. Brad Marvel, it's showtime.
Look at Brad back it in there. He got in there hard.
Brad had two real good laps here. His best lap would be a 11.916, not under the old track record, but good enough for second fast time.
Brad ran two good laps, so I'll tell you, showed you why he's the Putnamville champion. He looked awfully good.
A lot of years, finally got his championship. Big wheelie there. Thought he broke the track record, but the wheelie kept him, made him lift out of it. Good job, Brad. There's the wife cheering. Gary Kokomo Fisher. Going to be out of this ride next year. Ken Evans going to do something else. Fisher doing his best shot. Fisher likes to race for that money.
Look at them transfer the weight to the rear of the car. They're getting so much bite. Mike Miles needs to be awarded, you know, something for this. This is neat.
Fisher's going to turn a 12.115. Not good enough for the Bucks today. Now it's time for Billy the Kid Peterball, and the show has arrived. So this 15-year-old gasses it harder than men. Look at him standing on the right side going in the corner and never lifted on the fly.
He never did lift. He runs that car hard.
Again on the left side.
He's running that car awfully hard, and it shows. You know, with the third fastest time of the day, he looked awfully good.
Little Peter Ball knocked out 11.947. Only 3 drivers in the special hero and hot dog qualifying. The only 3 that were under 12 seconds. Second place USAC points, Trey House trying to take time in a brand new competition welding car because he tore up the other one and wadded it up at Eldora down the backstretch.
Trey said they had, you know, to learn some new tricks of the new race car. He said it was exactly the same, but a new car always acts different, and they're just learning it right now.
Fast boy, John Stanbro on the gas.
He's on the gas. Look at him back in there. He got in a little heavy up against the cushion. The cushion's starting to build up. It's awful heavy at this time.
Banged it. It threw him over. John's going to knock off a 12.010 for his efforts here, but not good enough for the dough. Billy Rose, Bryant Heaton Cool, the sponsors of Hero and Hot Dog Qualifying. Put your boy out there. Billy's going to knock off a 12.376. Not good for nothing but TV.
Yeah, but it looks good. He's picking up the front wheels, and he looks good.
Billy withdrew as the day went on. He had some sort of mechanical problem with the car. Look at the left front bar dropping down that axle. You might want to back that up and look at that at home, because it was dropping down a lot. Something happened there, and he's done for the day. Randy Kinzer, Franklin Power, trying to take time. He's a track champion. Tires bounced around there. Can't get a hold of the cushion going into one over the top. He's trying. He's going to knock off a 12.730. Not good for nothing.
Yeah, you know, these guys, they had to give it all or nothing. You know, there was big money to be won up front, and they just had to give it all.
Hey, you know, everybody's asked, where do we get Racing with Dio and the King apparel? Well, right here, Indy Screen Print on Georgetown Road. Look at here. Got a fine event shirt. Come over here, pick it up. Turn around, Mr. Tolsma. Got a fine new Racing with Dio and the King shirt. Turn back around. It's got the nice logo up here on the chest, a little different than last year's. So everybody looking for the shirts are $12, $5 shipping and handling if you call an order. Come here to Indy Screen Print, Speedway Monogram, or the mail room to get your shirts. How many you going to buy, Randy?
A dozen at least.
I'm going to keep this guy on the show. He's a cash customer. Yeah.
When in trouble, call State Binding.
Am I having a bad hair day? No, I'm not. Those are Simpson belts, son. And you're probably thinking to yourselves, how do I get those? Well, you can call 1-800-654-RACE and order a catalog. And while you're doing that, also order one of those cool Simpson T-shirts. Now, you know, they're $14.95 anywhere else in the world, but when you tell them on that 800 number that you saw them on Racing with Dio and the King, they're only $8.95. Dio, what do you got over there to sell that people can order?
Son, we got ground effect shoes. The magic ground effect shoes, so light, so beautiful, so nice, and so fine. $79.95. Call 1-800-654-RACE or go see one of our local retailers here at town. King, what are you doing?
Dio, I was doing some welding, and the daggone welding thing broke, and this mask don't help me for nuts, man. I can't hardly see that it was so bad.
Well, don't you know? Go to Jack's Tool Rental. They've got it all. They've got welders, they've got trenchers, they got diggers, they got everything.
Oh, man, that's stupid. You know what? That makes me, I'm a tool, because I didn't rent one at Jack's. That's at 861 North Range Line Road. Call them at 846-0651. Jack's Tool Rental. Don't be a tool, rent one. Don't be like me. Early Wine, manufacturers direct in Kokomo, Indiana. You see them on the racetrack go fast. They're first class in the showroom, too. They have the finest furniture you'll see anywhere. You know they're first class. They win every time they go to the racetrack. You'll win when you go to Early Wine. Check out this selection. Look at those prices. They got it all. Anything you want in the house, head on over and see them at Early Wine. They go fast on the racetrack. They'll go fast in your home. They do it up first class. That's Early Wine, manufacturers direct in Kokomo, Indiana.
You know, here we are, we're out here. We're always interested in what our fans have got to say. What's your favorite show?
Racing with Dio and the King.
And all it cost was a new box of Fruit Loops. You know, we want to thank everybody again for coming down this weekend, but we need a little help. I'll go down on my knees if I have to, but I need you to spend some money. We need you to write our sponsors in WXIN. You need to get your pencil and paper, because we're going to give you their addresses to write to now, because everybody says, Dio, we'll do that, but what address? We're going to give you the addresses. We don't want hate mail. Tell them what you think of the show. Tell the sponsors that you want it to keep us on, because we want to stay on. We're going to be on till the end of November. But the sponsors need to hear from all you out there. The station, WXIN, needs to hear from you, because all they see normally is ratings. Write them a letter and let them know what you think about Racing with Dio and the King. I'm pretty sure that most of the comments are good. If you want to send hate mail, send it to me, because then I'll talk to you about that. But Tolsma, we were down there. We're going to go into some heat racing action. How about them heat races down there?
Hey, they were tough. It was good racing. Those guys worked hard to get those starting positions, and they weren't going to give up anything in a heat race.
Well, the heat racing was dependent on how they started in the feature, so there's no quarter given. We're going to give you the abbreviated highlights of the heat races and the semi right now. Let's go back to the racing. Heat racing action. Dave Garland on the front row gets a jump. Our buddy Tony Jarrett, I don't know where he is going, Randy.
He's trying to make a big racetrack. Maybe he had too much gear in it.
Doc Black in trouble. Busted his butt pretty good. Gets a little bruised up. Ends his day, but We'll probably have highlights of that next week.
He took a hard tumble there.
Let's try another heat race. Brad Marble on the pole. A little jumping around going on. Down into turn 1. Marble with a big bicycle. Everybody panics behind. And Tony Elliott spears Bobby Kinzer. Flops over upside down. Bryant Heat and Cool Hero and Hot Dog Qualifiers made $1,800, and he's on his roof now.
Yeah, you know, you can show us he had some concern there for Bob. He almost got in the cockpit with him.
Well, it's a dangerous situation, and folks, that's why I always recommend sissy bars to keep them cars out. More heat racing action going down in the first turn. The 52 car of Walters goes off and over, goes out and checks out the nice old car out there. But the guys keep on racing because they don't know if the yellow's out, but the yellow is out. But this is the case. Rectum-itis coming up right here. 29 lifts, the 14 car runs into him, tips it over real nice, flips over, and stops down. And that's a case of rectum-itis. He had his head up his butt.
It was a bad deal. You know, anytime these guys are running this hard on this smaller track, you really got to pay attention to those lights. And it's awful tough.
Blake Hollingsworth up on 2 wheels. We got a loose wheel. It's headed off into the pit. It's bouncing. It's rolling. They don't know where it's going. It's looking for a dwarf car. It's looking for a trash can. It's looking for a stock car. It's looking for a 4-wheeler. It finds the stock car and then goes to a dwarf car. Hey, there's our early wine lane recliner that's going to go to the winner.
It's a tough job that officiating is.
Yeah, I think maybe we ought to get into that so we can sit there. Here we go. This is the C-Main Dayton's National Open Wheel Trade Show and Auction. Put up $250 and a new McCrary to the winner of this race. Racing back in the pack, but hey, it's pile of time again. Rick Barlow, Charlie Workman, Jim Whitesides, a little bit of everybody down there. Jimmy Stinson in the number 8 car, running around in second place. He's going to get around. He's going to take the win, get the 250 to McCrary. And Sheldon Kinzer Jr. driving the 25 car because Kevin Thomas got sick or something, walked away. Stinson gets the lead, comes around. He's going to be the winner of the C-Main and the big money.
These guys are running hard because it's the only way to make it to the main.
B-Main, only 2 go to the B-Main. 7,500 to win for the B-Main, 100 to 200 to win for the B, 100 for second, and 175 for third place.
This is
Danny Smith in the number 1 car.
This is a good race. Tony runs a hard race trying to get to the front. You know, they need to transfer.
Little wheel job there. The 18 car catches the wheel, goes off the bank, takes a look at the stock cars. Race for the lead. Stanbro off the gas. Elliott on the bottom on the gas. The cushion is trying to snag him. It's deep, it's tall. Danny Smith in the 1 car looking for a way around. But Danny don't want the 175. He wants to make the transfer to the A-Main. Elliott working down low. King of the huggy pole today.
You got 3 good race car drivers trying to make it to the A-Main here. Very little room to do it.
Q95, both races are on us. They didn't have enough money to buy the rights to Racing with Dio and the King Sprint Racing Fest. So the only place you're going to see it's right here, and it's coming up next. Feature time, Randy, some excitement, a lot of cars.
Oh, a lot of cars, and I'll tell you what, that racing was fierce. They worked both the high and the low grooves. It was a great race.
It's going to be all over, in-your-face action. Let's get to the racing action. Racing with Dio and the King Sprint Racing Fest. Woo! A-Main, Bloomington Speedway, Frankie Kerr on the front row, Dave Darling, Brian Hayden, and the rest of the field, and the fans are waving their appreciation to the drivers. And our hats are off from Racing with Dio and the King. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming down and playing with our game and hanging out and enjoying a good day at the races. Here we go, green flag, Kerr gets a jump.
Yeah, he got a good jump there. You know, Dave got kind of hung out to dry, but he's trying to use that high groove to make up some time.
Pretty hard to get a good start when you're up high and down low, hooked up a little bit. But back in the pack, 4 cars wide. Greg Staub in a borrowed car goes over. You see him clogs come up in the grandstand? That is a heavy track. Let's take another look at the Staubby deal. Staubby comes in, 4 wide, hooks a wheel, goes up, goes over. Kent Christian misses him, flops it over one more time. Dog Staub has flipped 2 weeks in a row. Let's start it again. Darlin hooks the cushion. Kerr's got the early lead. Down low, Darlin working the top.
Yeah, Dave's working the top good, too.
And Brad Marvel parks and stops. So we'll start it again. And Darlin still can't get a good start.
It's tough up there. You know, you got to have momentum to run that top groove. And here he's starting to gain some momentum, and I think he gives Frankie a good run here.
Well, you'd think if you got beat 3 times, the 4th time you wouldn't let the guy beat you again. But anyway, we're racing. Good race for 3rd, 4th, and 5th between Hayden, Derek Davison, Hewitt, and Christian. These guys are racing. Kerr's kind of checked out a little bit. Darlin's riding around trying to run him down, but this is a race for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, they're racing hard. You know, Darlin's still trying to run him down, and I thought he had a good shot there for a while.
Darlin around the outside trying to make the cush work. He loves that cushion. Kerr's a daytime guy. Ain't nothing that Frankie Kerr likes better is a good daytime track, because he likes that hard, slicky stuff like he uses the wings on. The Kerr's dialing in, pulling away. Got him covered on the low side. Darlin's still looking on the top side. Hewitt's up there now 3rd, trying to go forward. Davidson, Hayden, Christian, and Rusty McClure. It's quite a race for the local hero.
Yeah, Jack, you know, Hewitt, he's used both the high and the low groove trying to make up some time. Look
Hayden
at that.
hooks the cushion, the big cushion. That's about a foot tall when the race was over. I went down and checked. She's a tall one.
It was hard hitting that cushion.
Kerr still in the lead, the 23S. He's looking to pick up that 7,500 that goes to the winner. But Dave Darlin has dropped back. Darlin's riding around in the $1,500 spot. He's not going to get the early wine money for the win. Back in the pack, heavy racing. Davidson, Fisher, they're running back there. The leader, Kerr, is starting to catch the tail end of the major cars. Foss, Pepperack, they're all running back there, and there's Kerr on the very tail, about ready to lap Kokomo's Tony Elliott. Now, the last guy on the lead lap, $1,000 incentive bonus.
Big money.
So you know these guys are racing for last place.
Yeah, they're looking to see who can be. I bet they wish they had rear view mirrors right now that they could see Kerr behind them.
Well, you know, if Tony Elliott wins it, he's already won $1,800 plus $200 for the B main. So Elliott could be having a pretty big day here. You know, he could be having a $3,000 day and finish last.
Yeah, a big day for being almost a lap down.
Kerr down low, working his way around Eric Gordon, coming up, knocking them off one and another. Just ahead of him, Russ Freeland, Kerry Foss, Trey House.
You can see Trey hustling. He doesn't want to be a lap down, so he's trying to get up there, place himself in position.
You know, House's company that sponsors Imprint Express would definitely beat up on him if he does win the $1,000. But Kerr is like going after everybody. He's giving nobody no quarter. It's a 3-lane track. Kerr's running the middle. He's not running the bottom.
He's going everywhere. He's trying to get everybody a lap down that he can.
Well, you know, if Frankie laps everybody, he gets $1,000 too for being the last car on the lead lap. He would be the only one.
That'd be right. That'd be a hard thing to pull off.
So Frankie's working the middle. He's coming back down the bottom after he gets around Stanbro, trying to go to the front. Darlin back here with Hewitt. Hewitt's knocked the nose off of his car somewhere. That's 2nd and 3rd right there riding around, but they're not going to touch Frankie tonight. Frankie working on Derek Davidson. Up to the middle.
He's out front. He ran a nice race.
Darlin's still riding back there in 2nd. Hewitt's still riding in 3rd. Darlin sees Kerr in traffic, thinks maybe he might be able to catch up to him, take advantage of it, but he's not going there. Hayden hooks the cushion off the 4 in a big-time way.
In a big way. That thing was a wall. It was interesting to watch everybody try to run it right.
I'm surprised nobody snagged it and got upside down. Race for 2nd. Darlin and Hewitt. Kerr riding around in the leads, trying to knock off Davidson, put him a lap down. Hewitt trying to get around Darlin, can't catch him. Darlin's up on the cushion driving around. Stanbro down the huggy pole.
You're talking good race cars back there. They put a lap down with House and Elliott. It's awfully hard to work yourself past them.
Kerr around the top of Davidson, headed from lapping more guys. Kokomo's Gary Fisher next in line. And the white car ahead of that. But Fisher is racing Kerr for the $1,000 for the last car print determination award. Last car on the lead lap. The white cars run the huggy pole. Fisher's run the huggy pole. Kerr at the top could not get around Fisher. But check this out. The white car gives a brake check in the middle of the backstretch. Fisher doesn't fall for it because you see him come by here. Fisher is still behind the white car. He's going to get the $1,000 for the last car on the lead lap. Following Frankie Kerr to the line for the $7,500 was Dave Darlin, Jack Hewitt, Kent Christian, Rusty McClure, Chris Beaver, and the rest of the field.
Greenfield has more cars than a small island nation. Chevy, Geo, and Oldsmobile. Pontiac, GMC, Chevy trucks, Buick, Jeep, Eagle. Come see Russ Dellin in Greenfield, where no hassle value prices are posted right in the window of every car and truck 365 days a year. You could buy more than one. Sorry, limit 4. Okay, fine. 7's in.
They're gonna amp it up.
US 40.
You know, you ever run into the old Gray Bar Motel, the old pokey as we call it, and, you know, maybe you got mad at your ex-wife and you tried to smack her and you hooked somebody else, or you got drunk because she made you mad, or you just did something stupid and had a car wreck, you know, and then you do... What? I'm too tired to write down the phone number. King, what do you do?
Yeah, don't be stupid 2 times, son. You head on down to State Bond and give them a holler. They'll come get you out of jail. Dio, what
Yes,
size
sir.
shoe do you wear?
13, son.
I wear size 13, too. You know what they say about men with big feet? They better wear Simpson ground effect shoes, because they're light, son. You go toting around some big old hog leg shoe like you got to wear and other people got to wear, you can't hardly move around because the daggone things weigh too much. But not these things here. These are Simpson ground effects, only 5 ounces, and them are Simpson's real race car drivers' shoes. They're the coolest. You can order them by calling 1-800-654-RACE. Tell them you saw them on Racing with Dio and the King. You may win a free pair. It's unbelievable, ain't it? Oh, wow. Hey, you know, me and Dio, when we're not watching Racing with Dio and the King, the rest of the stuff puts us to sleep. You know why? Not because it's boring. It's because we sit in our laying recliners that we got from early wine manufacturers direct in Kokomo. You want to be happy? You want to take a nap? You want to enjoy some really boring TV that's on when we're not on? Call Early Wines. Get yourself one, will you?
King, this is awful good, but what's all this noise going on here in this
Well, I'm not
table?
sure here. It looks like the Print Express team's here. It must have been Trey out there trying to win hot laps. What are you guys trying to do here?
Well, Trey let Eric Gordon drive the car, and this is how he brought it back.
Well, you guys can't fix it with that thing. You guys need a real tool. You guys need to go to Jack's Tool Rental.
Jax, it's a good idea.
Yeah, don't be a tool rental. And good thing these guys are in the print business. They do a great job with printing. But when you need a tool, you need to go to Jack's Tool Rental, 861 North Rangeline Road, 846-0654. Don't forget their motto is don't be a tool, rent one. And don't forget, at Jack's Tool Rental, it's...
Toilets, toilets, and toilets.
We're both going on a trip to Sacramento this weekend. Randy's going to try to bring home that Silver Crown point lead again.
Yeah, we're going to work awfully hard. You know, Sacramento was real good to us a year ago, and then we have Bakersfield coming up, and I think we got a good shot at it. I think we have some people nervous.
Well, Randy's going to gas it hard, but you stay right here because next week we're going to have full highlights from Hanford and Sacramento. And don't forget, write them cards and letters and buy them T-shirts because, woo!